What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Love During Lockup, you guys. Season 4, episode 27, you guys. The episode is titled My Fiancé Got a Fiancé. So, before we go ahead and just get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't yet subscribed, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Love During Lockup, shall we? Alright, you guys, so I'm gonna be honest, this review might not be the longest because this episode just didn't give me much, like the last few have not given me much, right? So sorry that this video is late, you guys. I actually ended up working overtime yesterday. I'm filming this on Sunday. So I worked overtime Saturday to get some stuff caught up on my desk with work, and I was going to do it, but I was like, I had already done Hot Topics. I was like, that'll just do for today. So yeah, so I did overtime. I was going to do something today, but I don't feel like it. I'll just end up going to work early tomorrow, and that'll be that. But yeah, Love During Lockup. I did watch it on Friday. The episode, like I said, it wasn't much. I know that there are two people in this episode that I can do without seeing. Actually, there's technically three people that I can take without seeing in this again, and we're gonna talk about them. The first one I'm gonna talk about is, we talk about him every time he's on here. He's the first person we talk about because I just really want this storyline to go away from me. Mark and Finacé. There's literally something wrong with Mark. I just don't know what it is. Mark has this obsession with single mothers. He has this obsession with women getting pregnant. So he has this property that has 11 bedrooms. Now, him talking about what he wants to do with the thing, making a sperm. Now, when he said a sperm bank, I was like, I would implore women to not go to that sperm bank because 9 times out of 10, all of your babies are going to have the same exact father, Mark. And that's a hell to the no for me, right? I really want Mark to just focus on his teeth, right? Because Mark's teeth are not even yellow. Those holes are brown. His teeth are brown and they just bother me. So he got this other inmate that he's talking to. Her name is Kirsten. And then you guys know he got Finacé. So he once again wants Finacé to get pregnant. And I'm just like, dude, you do know that just because a woman gets pregnant in prison, that doesn't shorten her sentence. They're gonna give her the best medical care that they can provide. She's gonna have her baby in prison. Once the baby is born, the baby is given to a family member. And in Finacé's case, I'm thinking to myself like, dude, you are delusional, because if she comes up pregnant, they're gonna want to know who the father is. And then when they find out that you're the father, they're going to ask her, how did she get pregnant? So that's going to add more time to her sentence. And both of those women told him that. I'm just like, at this point, it's given pure desperation that no woman in the outside world will give Mark the time of day. So he's going after women that aren't really available to him, but are available to him. We TV, do me and you a favor and don't bring him back ever again. I don't care if any of his inmate girlfriends get out of prison. Don't bring Mark back. Don't bring him back. I can go the rest of my time and never see Mark on Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Life After Lockup, any iteration of Love After Lockup. I don't want to see that man again. But let's pause here and let's move on, you guys. Alright, you guys, so let's move over to the nut case. Melissa and Louis. I keep saying it and I'm going to repeat it one more time. I just believe that there's something developmentally wrong with Melissa. I don't know what it is, but there's just something off with that woman. And I'm worried about her. Not really, but there's something wrong with her. I just can't put my finger on it. She's a nutcase. Actually, yes, I can. She's a nutcase. So Melissa went to go see Louis' boss. He worked at a pizza place, right? So the boss was telling Melissa how Louis was when he worked there. He was a good employee, but Louis has issues with drugs and alcohol. And it got so bad to one point where they told Louis that we love having you here, but we can't have you here if you're gonna be doing, if you're gonna be. And they say he was in the bathroom doing it, and that's when you know they got a problem, when they are in the bathroom doing the drugs and stuff. I'm like, oh no, and it was oxycodone. I was like, ugh. And see, it, I don't want to get political, but we're gonna talk political for just a second. These Republicans want to talk about drugs and stuff, but the legal drugs, but the biggest killer, the opioid killer, the biggest killers are the opioids. That's what's really taking people out, are the opioids. But they're not gonna talk about that, right? So Melissa, I don't understand what is up with Melissa and her logic, her thinking process, because she's upset finding out because the boss said that, when Louis gets out of jail, he has a job there with him. She said, so I'm assuming Louis accepted. He said, yes. So she's like, well, that's not, I was thinking that maybe Louis would get out of prison and, work, stay here for a couple of months and then come to New Jersey. Ma'am, do you not know how the prison system works when they get out of jail on parole? They're paroled to a certain address, right? 9 times out of 10, they are on parole for a year or two. So I'm just kind of confused what Melissa's thought process is. So, and now granted, they can do a transfer, but that takes a long time to get a transfer, and it's not a couple of months. That takes a while for that to get approved, for them to get transferred to another place of residence. Girl, I'm tired of Melissa. So Melissa called Louis up, and she's going off on Louis, and I'm like, he said it. I'm gonna get out of prison. I'm gonna be on parole. He doesn't know for how long. So when he gets out of prison, if they say he has to be there for a year and a half or 2 years, he has things lined up. He's staying with his mother. He has a job. At least he's making plans. You're acting as if the man, when he get out of prison, they're gonna say, oh, well, you can't travel. You have to get permission to travel, which we saw that last season with Amber and Puppy. You just have to get a travel pass from your parole officer, Scott Spit. You just gotta get a travel slip, right? This is another person that y'all don't need to bring back. Melissa. Get rid of her. I'm so sick of her. So then this dumb fool, she done went to go see the yoga instructor, Rutu. She set up to take Rutu's class. So Rutu starts doing the yoga poses. She's like, well, I mean, she did make a good point. But girl, come on. Have you never seen anybody do yoga? The downward dog and all that kind of stuff? Like those poses, especially with men who ain't saw a woman, of course, they're probably going to be like, oh my God, it's a woman. It's an ass. But Melissa just proved how obsessed she is, and she confronted Rutu. Rutu was like, "No, it ain't nothing like that," and I do believe it. I mean, the man is in jail. Oh God, Melissa, girl, the only person that wants Louis is you. I'm really believing that the only person that wants Louis is you, and I'm starting to believe what your friends was like. Girl, Louis only reached out to. Louis was probably at a desperate point in his life in prison. And he said, let me just reach out to this person, this person, this person, this person, see who takes the bait. Your dumb ass took the bait. I am so tired of Melissa. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. You guys, next up, let's talk about Chelsea and Mikey. I don't really know what to say about Chelsea and Mikey. So Chelsea went to go see Mikey's mom, and she met his mother and his grandmother. The only thing that kind of bothered me in this scene with Chelsea when she was driving is the fact that she was sitting there driving the car and she was signing. I was like, ma'am, one hand on the wheel and one hand signing. Like, y'all don't tell her not to drive and sign? That's like driving and texting for us. Don't do it. Woo. So she meets, like I said, she met his mom and his grandmother. I'm still eerily confused about this. I just don't know what's what. I don't. Do I believe that the mama is in on this? I can't put my finger on it, right? Because when she gets there, she found, they said he had a mini stroke, and I think he had a major stroke. And I'm like, huh? Oh, okay. I mean, it's possible, but I just question the validity of this, right? Because nobody knew. I question the validity of this, and I really don't. I don't want it to be what I'm thinking it is, but I really do feel like they are playing the shit out of Chelsea. Like, I just don't buy this whole situation that they. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So while Chelsea was there with the mom, Mikey called and he said that was the first time he had ever heard her voice. And I just, I'm gonna pray that Chelsea's not getting played, but my gut is telling me that Chelsea is getting played. Let me know what you guys think, because there really ain't much with that scene. I don't want to see the worst in Mikey, but it just don't look, because it just doesn't look good. It's questionable, right? Because when they called the prison said he was fine, and for them not to give his mother any information, I think that's what's kind of throwing me. Something in the milk just ain't clean, and I don't know. But let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Jessica and Dustin. Jessica, I really wish you would stop showing people that ugly ass tattoo. That tattoo is ugly. And I know a thing or two about ugly tattoo. Well, my tattoo is not ugly. It's just, actually, you can't even see it. It's a tattoo on my neck, my mom's name. You can't really see it much because it has actually blended into my skin. And I'm happy about that because I actually regretted getting that tattoo. After I got the tattoo, I soon regretted it. And my mama told me, she was like, Jerome, don't get that tattoo on your neck. And once I got it, I was like, you know what? I should have listened to you. I got this tattoo when I was 20 years old. I was 20, so I think I got this tattoo in 2009. And if I could go back and tell myself in 2009 to never get this tattoo, I absolutely would. But do I think I would listen to myself in 2009? I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have told myself, go to hell, you don't know what you're talking about. At 33, I just wouldn't have done it. But that tattoo that Jessica got is hideous. So she's meeting up with his mom and his sister, right? Jessica, I think you might want to go ahead and just break up with Dustin, right? Because listening to his mom and his sister talk, Dustin ain't worth a sack of pennies. Because they were basically saying so Dustin is a drug addict, and I'm like, girl, how did you not know he was a drug addict? But okay, he fooled you. They asked about his last serious relationship. The sister said he's never had a serious relationship. He just does the jail talk. He plays the women. I was like, I kind of figured that one. I said that in the previous review that I felt like Dustin was just doing all of that talk. But what bothers me with Jessica is you got a young daughter. Why would you want him around your daughter? I'm not saying he would do anything to your daughter, but why would you want that for your daughter? Why would you want that? So she also, like I said, she found out he was drunk. When his sister was talking about him, she was laughing. She was like, he smokes weed. Ain't nothing wrong with a little weed. But then she says he does meth. I was like, girl. That's when she started chuckling when she said the meth part. Jessica, girl, good luck to you. His family's giving you the warning signs. His family's telling you proceed with caution, but I just don't feel like Jessica is going to proceed with caution. I feel like Jessica is going to have to learn the hard way about Mr. Dustin. Is that his name? Yeah, Dustin. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. You guys, Justine and Michael are next. Oof. So Justine's cousin is down, right? She asked her, "Oh, girl, what year is this car?" New. I was like, maybe stolen. Just saying. I'm still questioning where this man's money's coming from. Justine says, well, it could be coming from his music. You do know that, so artists don't make money off of the albums that they sell. An artist doesn't make money from the albums. That money is really recouped by the labels. Now, if he is an independent, even as an independent artist, you don't really see money from those album sales, because let's say even with streaming, you have to never mind. I know artists make money from going on tour. Your man is in prison, so your man ain't been on nobody's tour. So you know what? It is what it is. So Michael and Justine have a very disgusting relationship. So she got some toenails on the wall that he sent her. But she says, oh, that's not the worst of what he sent me. She said he sent her some blood. I was like, blood? How? She said a blister. I said, a blister? How? Then she went even worse. She said he sent her a glove with sperm in it. I was like, huh? You think? And she's laughing. I'm like, ma'am, that is nasty. So Michael called while the cousin was there. So the cousin asked Michael, about his feelings for Justine. I do believe that Michael loves Justine. I'm just questioning the money, and she did too. He said he hit the lottery. I was like, ah, that's what we're gonna say. Okay, you know, honestly, I wouldn't want. If what I want to know, hell to the no. Keep me out of the loop. But the cousin told her, girl, you might want to get that car checked out and make sure that car is not hot. I was like, amen. I agree with you there. That is it for Justine and Michael. And let me make sure before we wrap up that I got every couple. Yep, 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 and yep. All right, you guys, so let's pause here and wrap up the episode. So you guys, let's wrap up with Ty and Boston, actually. So Ty called Boston up so that they can meet, and Boston agreed to meet her. I was like, wait a minute, you gonna meet up with the woman that has hit you not once, but twice. Okay. So Boston showed up, and when Boston showed up, I was like, girl, why do you have on this young schoolgirl looking outfit? Ty called her a Berenstain Bear. I was like, no, she didn't. So Boston told Ty that she and Heidi are engaged. And Ty says, so are we. She says, when you're wedding? Well, you can be my flower girl. Yeah, I'm confused when it comes to Ty, right? So Ty is upset with Boston for what he's done to her. But yet and still, you got a whole Jumanji board. You got a whole goddamn Ouija board of men at your disposal that you talked to in prison, but you mad at him for having just Miss Boston. So Boston was going off on her, was talking to her, telling her to get off of Heidi's dick, and then Ty took the table and just flipped the table. Because at one point she kept moving around. They kept playing Ring Around the Rosie with the table because Ty moved close to Boston, Boston moved this way. Ty moved to Boston, Boston kept moving. It's a mess, right? What threw me in this particular scene was when Ty told Boston, I apologize if I attacked you. I apologize if I was hostile. Ma'am, it ain't no ifs in that situation. You attacked this woman not once, but twice. You've been nothing but hostile towards her from the minute you met her. So what the hell? How the fuck old is Boston? Because Boston looks pretty young. And Ty, oh God. I can't with Ty, you guys. I can't with Ty. And at the end of it, Ty said, girl, give me a hug. I said, a hug? Yeah, no, this is giving fake, you guys. That's all I got for this episode. It really wasn't much for me. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will catch you guys in the next one.